Hello beautiful crafty people, Michelle here and welcome back to my makery. Today I just wanted to catch you up on what I've been up to. We had a fairly quiet Christmas. I hope everyone is having a good holiday season wherever you are and whatever holidays you celebrate. I'm so sorry. I don't know why this happens. Every time I get on here I start talking and I start yawning. It is about, what time is that? About 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh no, it's 7:45 on Sunday morning, the 8th of January. I have finished. If you watched my last video, you saw I had a whole lot of things to finish and a couple of blankets I wanted to get done, before Christmas or around about. So the first blanket, the one I was making for my mother for Christmas, is completed and has been given to her. She loves it. Sorry I didn't take a picture and I forgot to show you before I gave that to her. But I do have for you my niece's blanket, which is also finished and it is beautiful. I will, sorry, knocked the light. I will stand up, excuse me, and show you. It's really big. And please excuse the mess in the background. My crafting space is once again a mess. So it's quite big. I think it might have to be used like this way to get a good length, but either way it is quite big and I love how it's turned out, the stripiness of the colours, and I love the stitch I used. I wanted it to be kind of beachy looking. My niece grew up at the beach. She still lives at a different beach now, and yeah, so this is for my niece's 21st, which is on Tuesday, sorry. So that's all done and my ends are all woven in, which for me is like a miracle. So I got that one done. I got the other one done, and I'm pleased to say I actually finished my son's blanket as well, so he doesn't have to wait another year for it. I haven't woven in the ends yet, and I am thinking I might put a border. I do have quite a lot of the lighter blue. This looks almost grey on the camera, but it is a light blue. I do have quite a bit of that left. I'm so sorry. Probably enough to do a row of single crochet all around the outside. So I shouldn't have sat down. So I'll stand up again and I'll show you this. This is done with the lark's foot stitch. And I really like how this has turned out. And these colours just are so my son. So yes, I've got all these ends to weave in, and I really don't like weaving in ends. I don't know why I did another stripy project, but I purchased the yarn for this project almost 8 years ago. So it's finally done, and that's 2 bags of yarn that are now out of my space. So it's a decent size for him, and he loves it already. So that's two of the blankets I finished, and the third one, sorry, has already been given away. So it's good, eh? I actually got some things off my list and out of the space, so I'm really happy with that. One thing I did find that helped me through that process is audiobooks. I listened to audiobooks while I did it, and found I didn't get as easily distracted as I do if I'm trying to watch a movie or something. I tend to make mistakes. This one I didn't. I think there's a mistake in my son's blanket. No, there's a mistake in my niece's blanket. I don't think anyone would find it unless they were looking for it and knew it was there. Where I put 3 stitches in one of the shells instead of 5. But I think I only did that once. So I thought now I'd go on to things I want to achieve this year. And one of them is to improve my amigurumi skills. Because if you've watched my previous videos, you'll notice that I don't do a lot of amigurumi. And if you go right back, you'll know why. And that is because my amigurumi looks like roadkill. So my son, my oldest son, the one who I made the blanket for, got me this book for Christmas. So I'm going to make, probably the stripy one will be my first. So why am I doing another stripy project? If I don't like weaving in ends, I'm really not picking, really not picking the right project, am I? But anyway, I do want to try one of these monsters. And they do have a skill level meter on them, so I'll have to pick one with the lowest stars, so that it's, oh gosh, are there any? They're all 2 stars or more. So not, oh no, there's one. Oh, but he's got a stripy jumper. Maybe I could do him without the stripy jumper. This fellow here. Don't know. Oh, sorry. So yes, so that is one of my goals for the coming year, is to improve my amigurumi skills. The other goal, or one of the other goals, is to try and sell some of my finished projects. A lot of you probably have bins of finished objects that you've made, and I do. I have a couple, and just sitting there. So I thought I'm going to try and sell some of those this year. I don't know whether I'm going to do markets. Oh, goodness, I am so sorry. I really should probably record this again. I haven't finished my coffee. That's probably why. I don't know. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, it's cold now. I do have some notes. Let's see what I've written here. Right. Another goal is that I want to slowly work through my UFOs, which are unfinished objects, which I showed in my previous video, but after filming that video I realised I actually have quite a few more that I didn't find in time, or I'd forgotten where they were, and I've since found some, and one of them is the pattern I was designing for a hat and cowl set. So that's another goal, is to try and get that pattern finished, that design finished, and get a video recorded, a tutorial recorded and pattern written up and put on Ravelry, probably as a free pattern, or maybe not, we'll see. And another goal I have is to use my stash. You can see there, and that goes right down to the floor, and I think there's another bay at the end of that, and then above me here that you can't see, there's a shelf with bags of plain coloured yarn, and then yeah, there's yarn here and yarn down there. So I don't need any more yarn, so I'm going to try not to buy any this year, unless like I'm given a gift card for my birthday or Mother's Day or something like that, then I might use that to buy some yarn. But my goal is to get my stash down. A lot of that yarn has been in my stash for a very long time. Like the blanket I just made for my son, that yarn's over 8 years old. I've had it sitting here waiting to be made into that blanket. If anyone noticed, the original concept I had for the blanket was actually just a single strand, so it was a lot smaller. I do have some of it left. I did pull some of it out because I needed the yarn to finish what I was doing. So this was the original one, so that's a lot smaller, It's very nice, but it was taking forever, which is probably why I stopped. And after I'd done my niece's blanket, my son liked the thickness and the heaviness of it, and so we decided to do a double strand. So I started again. So yeah, so that was using some yarn that's been here for a long time, and I want to use more yarn that's been here for a long time. I don't know if I'm going to like go through and focus on my older yarn first, or if I'm just going to pull from here, there and everywhere. I think pretty much everyone I love in my family, you know, they're all going to get blankets for birthdays this year, whether it's the middle of summer, which it's apparently the middle of summer here in New Zealand at the moment, but you couldn't tell because it's been raining. But it is warm. It is really hot for us. I don't like the heat much at all. So it's currently 22.2 degrees Celsius, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning almost. So yeah, it's quite warm. And it's been raining. We had thunder and lightning yesterday, quite loud thunder, and we've had earthquakes, which, you know, just to shake things up a little, excuse the pun. So it hasn't really felt like summer. One day we had 11 earthquakes in one day, and they weren't major ones, only, you know, the odd picture or knick-knack fell over. It wasn't, but it was still, you think, when's the next one coming, and is the next one going to be bigger, and that sort of thing. So that's all playing on everybody's minds. My children slept through the first big one we had. The second big one we had, which was a few days later, I woke them all up, and that was the day we had 11 in one day. So they did feel a few of those, and then yesterday, no, not yesterday, I didn't work yesterday, I had the day off, so Friday there was a couple as well, and I was at work for those ones. I'd just gone back to work on Thursday, and but at first we just thought it was a big truck going past. So they haven't been huge earthquakes, luckily. Cross fingers, knock on wood, that it doesn't get worse. Anyhow, you probably don't care about the weather here in New Zealand, never mind. So my next goal for 2023, isn't that weird to say, 2023, anyhow, is my charity project, Foster Hope. I have a whole bunch of squares that people made last year when I started the Foster Hope project, and I ran it through my work as well. So I had a lot of people in my community who were dropping in finished squares to me. So I need to get them all put together. I have until June because I started it in June last year. So I have until June this year for my year-long charity project to be done. But I want to get them done before that. So I need to put them all together. I've started. I've got, I think, one blanket put together from the squares, and I've probably got enough to do 2 or 3 more blankets. So I need to get that done. I've also made a number of blankets of my own to donate to Foster Hope. And so this year I want to continue with that, and then in June when when it rolls around again, I will start making knitwear or crocheted clothing items for Foster Hope. They do take knitwear up to about 3 years old, I think. So I will do some of those. They do also like toys, so if my amigurumi skills improve, you know, I could probably maybe donate some of those, that sort of thing. So that's what I want to do. Foster Hope is my charity of choice. They provide essential and comfort items to children going into foster care in New Zealand. When children go into foster care, a lot of them are going with nothing. They don't have anything of their own. It's quite a horrible thing to have nothing of your own. So we've been making blankets. So these children are given a blanket, a comfort item, that's just for them, and they can take from place to place wherever they go. Okay, the final goal I have here is to teach at least 2 people to crochet. I want to like pass my craft on. I want to help other people learn, and I do have a couple of colleagues at work who are interested, so I am also thinking this year because my charity project, we started it in June, which was Knit in Public Day. I'm not a big knitter, but we did crochet as well, so I'm going to try and do during that month. I think at work we have our monthly theme as learn something new, so I want to try and see if we can arrange to do maybe a class that the public can come and learn to crochet. That's a plan, a suggestion I have to put to the team leader and see how that goes. So one other thing, is I want to participate in Judy from Judy at Witch Piece Crafts crochet along, which she's running for 6 months starting from January, and it's her Yarn Vacation AU, hashtag Yarn Vacation AU. And what it is, what her concept is that we will start in Cairns, where she is from, in Australia, and we will travel around the world to 12 different locations to a month for 6 months. And in each location, she'll give us a little bit of information about the place, flower, anything interesting, colours, temperature. Some people I think are doing temperature blankets. I'm going to try and use some stash and some scrap. Probably going to do a chevron. Why am I doing stripes again? Oh, that's right, because you have to do 4 to 8 rows, I think, per country, per destination. So I was thinking of doing another chevron blanket, because I really did like how that turned out. And I've also been watching Terri at Yarn Joy podcast, and she over Christmas period, over December, did Vlogmas, and every day in December she opened another little ball of yarn and did a stripe in her blanket, and I thought that looked really cool. So that's kind of what I'm going to do with the destinations. Not sure how I'm going to work that out yet, but I'm going to start with Cairns, which is where Judy is from, and then the first destination was Lancashire. So, and then I'll do Lancashire. I think I'll put a plain stripe in between, so I can say, well, that was Cairns, and that was Lancashire, and that was wherever we're going next, and blah, 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 blah. And then I'm hoping at the end, then I will come back and I will finish in New Zealand and put my home at the top. So it will be Judy's at the bottom, everywhere else in the middle, and mine at the top. So that's what I want to do, and I need to get started, because the project did actually start on the 1st of January, and it is already, what did I say, it was the 8th or the 9th, so yeah, 8th. So I need to get started, because I am behind. We will be getting our next destination on the 15th, I believe, something along those lines, 14th. So I have, what's that, 6 days. I better get started on that. All right, I want to thank everybody for joining me. Oh, one more thing, I want to say big thank you to Cheryl Taylor from Canada. She sent me a Christmas card. I did only get it a couple of days ago. The post in New Zealand is a bit ridiculous at the moment. So thank you very much, Cheryl. That really did mean the world to me. That was the only Christmas card I got this year. And it was very special. Thank you. All right, everybody, take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I really do enjoy spending time with you, sharing my projects, my ups and downs of my crochet experience. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.